end got quite close, and I want him to begin the introduction, and then I'll follow up with the balance of it. Now, again, I think I'm going to ask you to stay reasonably close to the podium for the sound that we need to have. Okay. And,
Okay, good morning, everybody. I'd like to ask your attention. I want to introduce a young man who I've gotten to know the last few months, and he's come to work for us fairly recently, within the last year, I would say. And anyway, he's an outstanding young fellow. If you could buy capital in a young person, this is someone you'd want to buy every share of preferred stock available. He's only 20 years old, and he's got an interesting story. His heroes are Nikola Tesla and Napoleon Hill. And if you know anything about Nikola Tesla, he was the fellow who was competing with Thomas Edison for the creation of electrical service here in the U.S. Obviously, we know to some degree who won out, but Tesla was very successful in his own right. And of course, now there's an electric automobile named after Tesla. So, in any event, this young man also has a hobby of boxing, which he's been doing since he was in high school. And I'm not sure how many of his buyers and sellers he's had to knock out to get his signature on the bottom line. But nonetheless, that's how he relieves stress from this business. Not that there's any. He likes to read autobiographies and history, and weight training is also one of his hobbies. He is unique in that he quit school after the 10th grade because he was anxious to go out and get started working. He did subsequently finish high school through his GED, but he quit high school. He wanted to go out and get to work. He started out, his first job was as an apprentice finish carpenter. And I asked him, I said, well, did you get your journeyman's card? And he said, well, kind of, sort of. It was one of a dozen jobs he had before he wound up in the real estate business. And we're delighted that he chose our business and he chose our company. But he is the middle child, has 4 brothers and 1 sister, and we're delighted to have Ed Humphrey here this morning to talk to us and share some of his success and perhaps maybe 1 or 2 failures along the way.
And let me piggyback just a couple of thoughts, Tim, in regards to that. I was able to get my license when I was 20 years of age.